You don't have to look far to see kids glued to screens and parents feeling helpless. If you've ever wondered, how do I set a good example when tech is everywhere? You are not alone. Today, I'm going to show you how you can actually inspire your kids, not just lecture them when it comes to tech. The key to being a positive tech role model, well, it's simple. Model what it looks like to use technology with virtue. And if you stick around, I'll even share a secret weapon that can help make this easier in your everyday family life. So let me tell you a story about what my wife's experience in a restaurant was last night. She was out with some of her friends and they saw a mother and a father and a son walk into the restaurant. They were seated across the room. And for about an hour and a half, she said the son was on his phone literally like this the whole time, just looking down at his phone. But she noticed that about half the time, the father was also distracted by his phone, constantly picking it up, checking it in between, trying to have a conversation with his wife. Folks, our kids pay attention much more to what we do than what we say. If you're a parent, you know this. They oftentimes don't listen to what we say, but they will model what we do. So, if we know that getting our kids to heaven is any parent's vocation, what does that look like in a very tech-saturated world? Well, we've got to make sure that they're using technology in a virtuous way. So, here's 5 ways to be a positive tech role model for your children. Number 1, set visible tech boundaries for yourself. Have times when you put your phone away, like during meals or family prayer or bedtime routines, so your kids see that it's normal to disconnect. See, it's very, very tempting for us to also fall prey to all the distractions that technology gives us. One thing I do when I walk in the house, I try to do it, I'm not always good at it, but I put my phone on a shelf that's in our kitchen and I try to put it up on a higher shelf, and then I walk in the house and I try not to touch it until at least after dinner. It's hard because we're so used to having it on us, but it forces me to be more connected with the people around me, and my kids see that Dad doesn't have his phone on him. He's actually engaging with us. He's doing everything but looking at his phone. All right, number 2, talk about your tech choices out loud. Say things like, I'm using my phone to check the weather for our picnic, so that they hear why you're using tech and not just seeing you scrolling. You see, kids and really everybody generally wants to know the why behind why you're doing something before they will actually take action or emulate what you're doing. If they understand the why behind it, it makes sense. Inevitably, we will need to, in the 21st century, use technology. So find ways to just let folks know in your family why you're using it when you're using it. Number 3, practice digital moderation. Show that not every free moment needs to be on a screen. Grab a book, take a walk, or invite your kids into non-digital fun. We've got a family in Life Teen with us that has 6, 7 kids, something like that. Do you know how many board games they have? I think they have actually over 400 board games in their house. They have become board game fanatics, and everyone knows that about them. But I've watched people get excited about it and lean into it, and they even bring board games to some of the Life Teen meetings, and other kids and other adult leaders like myself who aren't really big board game people are starting to become board game people. So practice things that don't require the digital world. Number 4, Curate what you consume. Be intentional about the apps, the shows, the music that you interact with. When kids see you choosing faith-filled, uplifting content, they learn to do the same. My wife and I have lots of different apps on our phones that we use, like Hallow and Word on Fire or Ascension Press, different things that we go to fill some of our time when we feel the temptation to want to look at our phone, or use it intentionally for things like prayer, right? So curate that. Be very careful about what you're choosing to use. Number 5, celebrate unplugged victories together. Make it a big deal when the family spends time tech-free, like game nights or hikes or service projects. Praise the joy that comes from real connection. Your children in time will look back on those moments and see that those were actually the most joy-filled moments in their lives. Now, if you're looking for a tool to help set expectations with your child about healthy phone use, especially if you have a child who is of age to have a phone or about to be, and you need a way to enforce good habits, you can download the exact phone contract template that my wife and I use with our kids. You can download it for free at moderncatholicfamily.org/phone contract. It's got everything you need to get everyone in your family on the same page about the right way to interact with mobile phones. So, what we talked about today was setting visible tech boundaries, talking about your tech choices, practicing digital moderation, curating your media intake, and celebrating unplugged moments. The next thing you'll want to do is watch this video right here, which is all about forming resilient Catholic kids through intentional daily habits.